So Funtime Comics, New Zealand's longest running comic anthology, longest running printed comic book by far. That's some of the accolades that we wear. Why should you care? Well, Funtime is a grassroots indie comic anthology full of a range of eclectic short form comics, comic strips to longer form stories that are from a range of New Zealand comic artists and writers with some international guest stars. We feature deep dive interviews with the cover artist and with some of our other artists and writers, and we love to spotlight other indie New Zealand comics. So it's really just a real grassroots hub for discovering local comic content that's coming out of the country. So with our latest issue 35, we've decided to go to Kickstarter. So even though we've been running for like over 30 years, and this is our last lovely issue, last two issues, you can get our omnibuses as well, which will be on the Kickstarter. The reason we've decided to go to Kickstarter is, look, it's where the industry has already gone for indie comic creators, and it makes sense to connect with our audience on there and get support from our followers to make this viable, because Funtime Comics is all voluntary, and so there's a lot of time that goes into it, and it takes a long time to get money together to be able to print the next issue. So by you supporting Funtime Comics on Kickstarter, you will get obviously a printed copy sent to you, plus our back issues if you're after that, and it's a great way to support local artists and writers while reading some fun comics and cartoons. This amazing cover is by Maya Templar from Christchurch, illustrator, runs Zine Fest in Christchurch. She's our feature artist. So there's obviously we get to talk with Maya to see how she ticks and why she loves comics and drawing, and then obviously a few features from her before we go into Cactus Girl by Maya. Cactus Cat, sorry, not girl. And articles. So a few articles on New Zealand comics. Rufus Marigold, written by Sean Guerrea, one of our artists. And that's an advert. There's not too many adverts, but when we do, it's only because we're just trying to tell you about other amazing Kiwi comics. Amazing art from Brendan Wright in Christchurch, who is like the editor of the 77, a UK-based 20 AD magazine that pays homage to the whole style and love for the 2000 AD comics. We have comics from Simon, of course, Fletcher, who was our cover artist for the previous issue, completing his story arc of Real Dreams. The Legend of Garius, cool. You enjoy that one, it's quirky. A great comic that focuses on environmentalism and the need to protect our wildlife, but in a bit of a slightly macabre way. But I'll let you decide that. You can see a bit of blood. Who knew pangolins were so violent? The classic Jam comic. This is a stalwart of the Funtime workshop. When we meet up once a month, we start a Chinese whispers type. Chinese whispers is like a musician's jamming, but we do it on paper. One person starts a panel and then the next person continues, and the idea is to try to get a storyline, sometimes successful, other times very interesting outcomes. Comics by Arthur Whelan, great artist from New Zealand, working in watercolor and ink. This is Graffiti Panda. Need I say more? It's a bit of a whimsical, humorous tale about a panda who can't help but graffiti. He's not meaning to, deface property. That page isn't complete, so we're just searching for more comic strips, which we've been promised to fill the page. Bob Gibbons out of Christchurch has been part of Funtime for over 30 years. An amazing comic here, more of a journal comic story by a British artist, Melanie Davies, who was living in Christchurch and came to like a couple of our workshops, but unfortunately had to return to the UK. Very talented. So we featured her in our last issue, and would love to obviously see her coming back in future issues. So again, a very eclectic range of comics, black and white. Tony Scanlon, again, a stalwart foundation member of Funtime. Born Again, it's Zombies, Jesus, need I say more? So that's just a bit of a taste of what's in the latest Funtime comics. I'm just going to rattle off some names, because without the creators, we don't have a comic anthology. And it's a great way, if you know them, to really support your friends who love drawing and writing stories and communicating. So Maya Templar, of course, our cover artist, Melanie Davies, who I mentioned, Ryan Scott. We've got some great Slackman comic shorts in this issue. Simon Fletcher, again, completing Real Dreams, which has been told over a number of issues. Marie Charlotte Dern from Wellington with great comic strips, and future cover artist Bob Gibbons, Jay Skelton, Aaron Christensen with some more Beats the Kangaroo, Tony Scanlon, Karen Phelps, Matt Kelly, Tom Williamson. Actually, you know what? This is all the artists from the last issue. I think we need to do some updates. Matt Kelly was in the last one. Hey, Matt, if you're watching this, send me a comic. Richard Klingon, Arthur Whelan, Sean Garea, Nick Scarr, Jared Lane, Mark Barnes, Kiwi artist living in Germany. That's what's behind Kickstarter. Follow that link that's on this video. If you got your phone out, scan that QR code, and that will take you to our pre-launch page where you can follow the Kickstarter. And we will see you when we launch. Thank you for your support of New Zealand comics.